Ladies and gentlemen, may I take the opportunity to invite Mr. Kiran Kumar and Mr. Chetan on stage to.
I'm Kiran Kumar, and with me I have my friend Chetan Magdam. So we were both are working as a solution specialist at Conceptia, right? So before we start this session, I believe many of you have attended our previous year launch event, right? So without further delay, let's start this exciting journey. So the product we see on the screen, as we know, it's one of our customers called Proteus Motion. So before we know about that product, I believe many of you, and including us, so we are so health freaked, right? So we go for jog, we go for walking, physical exercise. So this company has come up with a great product, so which has designed a fitness training equipment machine. So before we start our journey, let's see how Proteus Motion has designed this product.
Proteus Motion is a sports science lab in a box. It's a completely different modality of training and something that you can't replicate with any other machine. We've proven through various laboratory testing that the muscle activation you get from a three-dimensional resistance compared to existing methods produces much more muscle activation, giving you a more efficient workout. Anytime you move the machine, it directly opposes your motion. The hardware takes a lot of CAD, and the CAD is really where SOLIDWORKS comes in. We needed surface modeling, we needed more advanced features, we needed Whole Wizard, we needed things like that. We were in COVID times. I found out about the 3D Experience version of SOLIDWORKS at that point. And once I saw what was being built, I was like, okay, this is exactly what we need. We needed some type of cloud-based platform, and that it's running SOLIDWORKS is the best of both worlds.
We got really good at being able to work together remotely through the platform. It's great to be able to open up design together, look through it, and kind of go through everything live. The capabilities of SOLIDWORKS are pretty limitless for us in terms of the modeling, the drawing, of course, and then the management side of things.
Something that's available in SOLIDWORKS that helps to alleviate the stress of my day would be being able to manage that lifecycle stuff right from the side panel. So I'm in a model and I can make a change, I can save it, I can get that little check mark that it's saved to the cloud, and I can let Paul know, like, hey, model's good, and then he's got every up-to-date change that I've made in the last 5-10 minutes on that model.
We needed rendering capabilities and FEA capabilities.
FEA simulation has definitely been a huge help for us, as you can imagine, and having professional athletes on this machine, it undergoes a lot of force.
There's probably 300 unique parts in this, and then each one is used multiple times. So with simpler CAD platforms, that just breaks them, and then it also gets really confusing with mates and constraints and things like that, which is kind of another reason why I liked SOLIDWORKS, is it worked much better with larger assemblies than kind of what we were using beforehand.
It's just been that much easier with my collaboration with Paul, especially those drawings in the beginning, getting those done as fast as possible so that we can really start working with an external manufacturer.
When I think about where Proteus is going next, I, one, see a continued growth of machines across the country. I also see the ability for us to make some really cool design changes to it that we haven't been able to focus on just because small team. SOLIDWORKS is going to help us in that journey and seeing how they play out on the product through the model.
We're always going to make improvements, even things down to like our packaging and how the user experience of unboxing it gets. All of those things we design in SOLIDWORKS, it's going to have a huge effect on everything for us moving forward for getting a better customer experience.
Yes, how was the video? Wonderful, right? Yes, a great story with a beautiful message and a real technologies. Yes, thanks to Proteus Motion for this amazing video. Also, we just saw how 3D experience has helped them in prototype designing, validation, or collaboration, and did many more. And also, yes, SOLIDWORKS is not just a design tool. It provides a complete ecosystem for the product development cycle. And I want to share a great news with all of you that, as everyone knows, SOLIDWORKS releases a new version with a new enhancement and new features every year to accelerate your productivity. And in between the major updates, SOLIDWORKS also releases 5 service packs, as everyone knows, right? So in 2024, we have got more than 200 plus enhancement and performance improvement delivered to the customer. So that's a great news for all our SOLIDWORKS users now. Right. So now let's see what all the great enhancement we have got in 2025. So this will be the agenda for our next session. We'll start with the parts, what all the enhancement we got in parts, sheet metal, assembly, drawings, rendering, ECAD, and manufacturing. So now let's see what all enhancement we got in the part session. So the first enhancement is ZF template orientation. Yes. In case if you or vendor want to create any part or assembly in any particular orientation, So it may be like a assembly that need to be oriented in Z-up orientation or Y-up orientation. Yes, it's possible now with 2025 new announcement. So you can see here our aim is to convert this assembly into a multi-body part that is aligned to a Z-up orientation. So for that, what we can do, we can just click on the multi-body part. So once we click it, we get a template here. So we have options here. Either we can connect this assembly into a multi-body part in Z-up direction or Y-up direction. This will help a lot, especially when you're doing any assemblies. So the assembly has to be converted in different orientation. So this will really make a big impact when you're doing a big assemblies now. So you can just see with just clicking on the Z-up orientation, the wrong orientation has been changed to what are the orientation we wanted it now. So the second announcement is cosmetic grade performance. Yes. So here anyone who's got into designing know the process of using cosmetic thread, right? So we know cosmetic thread are graphically much lighter than a physical thread. And in 2025, we have great implement, especially working with a cosmetic thread in a huge number. Yes. Also, we have great performance improvement, especially with opening a part, rebuilding, creating, or editing of cosmetic thread, working in a bulk number now. So the third announcement is chamfer selection. Yes, this is an interesting announcement I can tell, right? So we all know to do fillet, right? So if you have an option of filleting, in a single click, we can do all the fillets. So what are the edges you have? Just selecting a fillet, we can convert all this edges in a single click. So just like that, even the chamfer has option now in 2025 announcement. So here we can just see selecting any edges here. So once you select any edges, you get many options here, just like a fillet. So click on any edges, you either can chamfer all the holes or the holes which have same dimensions. The entire part of the hole can be chamfered in a single click now. So this is a great announcement we got in 2025. So the next announcement is graphical triangular and face count. Yes. So if anyone has a prior experience working in surface modeling or any kind of 3D printing machines, you know the importance of using graphical and triangular face count. And in 2025, you can evaluate and you can reduce the face count of this particular thing. And the best thing is the graphical triangular face count will identify how the complexity of the model is, right? If the count is more, it takes more graphical performance. Also, it takes a lot of time to render that particular product. But in 2025, we can easily reduce the graphical face count. So just by opening the performance evaluation comment, you can see what is the count that is having for this particular model and which feature has taken more face count. So what we can do, if you want to reduce it, just go to the setting, and in the image quality, you can just reduce the scale of that particular thing. When you say like we reduce the scale, it doesn't make any changes to the model. It just reduces the image quality of that particular thing when you're rendering it. And once you do it, if you can see the graphical face count has been reduced now. So in this way, this is going to save a lot of time, especially when you're rendering any part or you're going for any kind of 3D printing of this particular model. So the next announcement is smooth variable fillet. Yes, with the help of a smooth variable fillet, you can continuously blend all the fillets now. If you have any tight fillets or any fillets which is taking a lot of time. So with this announcement, you're going to change all the fillet size and make the fillet as very smoother with this new announcement. The next announcement is delete rollback feature. I believe everyone knows rollback, right? So before we don't have option to delete the rollback features. In case, why do you want to delete the rollback feature? If you're doing any kind of a designs, at any point of time, it is taking a lot of time to render that particular or like rebuild that particular model. It may be because of the model has been not built properly. We have used a different feature which cannot be used in that particular model. So in case here you can see, we have used a sweep command to create a thread, right? So that is not a proper way for doing a thread or any kind of things. So it is taking a lot of time to rebuild. So what we can do here at any point of time, you can just go and delete that feature whenever it is required, even in a rollback feature now. So this is going to be a game changer for all the designers now. The next one is measuring a projected area. Why do we need a projected? Why do you need to measure the projected area? So when you say, if you want to have a costing of your mold part, you have to create a sketch and you have to see the projected area, right? So here with the new announcement, what we can do, just we are going to have a measuring command. So once we click on the measuring command, we can select the projected area. So what are the faces? What are the features you want to project it in which plane? So selecting that, you can select which plane you want to have that projected area of that particular model. So clicking on that, you can easily see what is the projected area that is coming for this particular model here. And you can see here only, and you can see a lot of time taking any projected area of this particular model. So these are some great announcements we got from the part session. So right, So now moving to the next one. What all the announcement we got in sheet metal? The first announcement is copy cutlist property. I believe everyone's favorite feature is copy cutlist property, right? So here you have a great improvement when you're copying a cutlist property. If you want to add any property to all the things you have added, so for example, we are going to add a property to this particular cutlist, naming it as a process and having whatever the process we want. It may be like we're going to create a water jet for this particular process here. And we want to add this process for all the properties. So what we can do, we can just select this property to copy it. So once you click as a copy, you get two options. Either you can copy for specific properties or for all the properties. So like I click it for all the properties. So if you go to all the properties, that particular process will be added now. And if you want to edit any kind of process at any point of time, yes, you have an option to go and edit any property or any process at any point of time now. So the next announcement is bend notch. So for all the sheet metal industry, this is very important announcement I can say. So if you want to have a bend notch to make your manufacturing process a streamlined one and have the bend notch where exactly it has to be cutted and where it has to be bended. So this is going to be a game changer. So just with a single click, you can see however the bend notch you want to add it, you can go ahead and add it. It may be circular, triangular, or rectangular. Also, you have an option to change the dimension of that particular bend notch now, so that the manufacturer will easily able to know where exactly it has to be cutted or where is it exactly to be bended now. So the next announcement is tab and slots. I believe everyone knows tab and slots, right? So basically tab and slots are used to work with the multi-body parts. So here we are going to add a two metal body, so which is going to be used here. Here we can see like we have an option of adding the tab and slots here. So we're going to add a slots to this particular thing. So selecting the edges and faces here. Here the best thing is you have an option to select the equal offset here. So whatever the distance you want for this particular slot, you can select it. Also, if you want to add it in opposite direction, you can just add it in opposite direction or inner direction. The best thing here is we all use patterns, right? So in a pattern, we have an option to offset or like remove some instances which you don't wanted. So just like that, even in slots, we have these options now. Which are the slots we don't want? We can easily go and skip those instants and we can remove that instance in that particular model now. So after adding it, let's see once it is flattened how it's going to look. So this easily you can create tab and slots now. So the next announcement is going to be the multi-length edge flange. Yes, this is going to be favorite for many of you now. Because you can, I know everyone, we can add a edge length, right? But now, if you want to create a different length, you no need to create any additional steps. So in a single step, you have option to change the length of the edge flange, for example. So we are going to add an edge length for this particular thing. So we are going to add a dimension of, say, 20 mm for the first side and 15 mm for the second side. So before what we have to do, we have to create a sketch and we have to do extra things. But in a single options, we are able to go ahead and do the different edge flange in this particular new announcements now, right? So these are a great announcement we got from the sheet metal and parts. I believe this is going to make a big changes when you're going for the designing. So moving forward, I would like to hand over the session to Chetan for further announcement.
Thank you, Kiran. Good morning once again, everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed the latest announcement done on the parts and sheet metal. Let's continue our journey towards the assembly. SOLIDWORKS is known for its ability to handle. SOLIDWORKS is known for its ability to handle large assemblies hassle-freely. Correct. So let's see what we have got in SOLIDWORKS Assembly 2025. So the first announcement in the SOLIDWORKS 2025 is Assembly Speed Pack. So I believe most of you are familiar with this speed pack and which was introduced in 2009, and in 2025 we have some good enhancements. So what is that good enhancement? Now in 2025 we can create a configuration at the speed pack. So which will help us to build a configuration at the assembly level. Not only that, at the same time we can have the selection of edges, faces, bodies and components, right? So and many more also. So not only that, with that also we can also control the opacity of the circle. So from the way 10% to 100% you can say. So you can control the opacity, which will definitely help us to visualize the edges, faces, and the bodies much more better way, which will give a more result for the designer, right? The next enhancement is on LDR side. So most of you might be LDR aware of it, and when it comes to LDR, it's always a lifesaver option for us. And in 2025, we have something called breadcrumb selections, and also we have something with the new component preview window. So how it will be help us? So let's open a component in a LDR mode. So obviously we work on that like that only, and then we can navigate through the breadcrumbs to the assemblies, okay, which will be very easier to do that. And now it also supports a component preview window, a great feature to investigating the geometry within the directly in a second integrated window of the same design session. So no need to open separately in a separate window and then investigate it. So within the same screen only, you can integrated screen, you can open it and review it. Okay, not only that, you can directly open that LDR sub-assembly or a component to the resolved mode, and then you can start working on that. So if you are working on the large assembly, try using LDR mode and get amazed how could you can save a time at each opening time, right? So coming to the next, display state. Yes, I know most of us are already using the display state to manage the assemblies. Now in 2025, we have introduced a display table to so that we can have a more control over the assembly. So how can we can do that? So basically, it's the same way we can have the same display tables what we have already the existing display states. So from the table, you can easily do that. So it automatically compiles all the component status and display states. So where you can have the more control of by hiding the things and showing the things. So which will be, give you a much more better way to having a in a same screen only you can have a different display states. So you can just turn it off and turn it on and give it okay. So which will be much more better way to handle the display states now. Okay, coming to the next, yes, document grouping. It's one of the, I think it will be very good for the people who uses a multiple SOLIDWORKS windows. Like I have seen many of our customers only having a SOLIDWORKS multiple, they'll keep open a multiple SOLIDWORKS windows to work with the different models, right? So which is a daily routine for them. Now in 2025, we have done something that we can create a series of document grouping. So where we can open them at the time, once the document grouping is done, you can open it from the recent files. So where you can find it. So the same files we have, which you have created the document. So like a part, a drawing, or a assembly, or some other part also. So it can be grouped and then it can be opened. So you no need to open a separate files each time, which will save a lot of time, correct? So coming to the next, copy with mates. I know most of you already know the copy with mates. Now the copy with mates supports advanced mates as well as the mechanical mates. So you can say in the mechanical mates like slots and profile centers you can manage. So a component can be copied to the other slot with the same properties. So no need to define or give the properties of the dimensions. So nothing is not required to do that things. So a repetitive task can be avoided, right? So coming to the next, so this is all from the assembly, and let's see what we have in the drawings. So we have some hand-picked enhancements in the drawing sides. So yeah. Okay. So the first thing is the first enhancement from the drawing part is reloading the drawing. So most of the designer will be working on the drawings daily. So they will be always closing the drawings and reopening it. So now in 2025, the drawings can be reloaded. So user can revert back to the last saved version on the disk, okay? Even though with a single click. But even though if you are in the daily practice, what we do, we close the file without saving and reopen it, okay? So that I can get back to the what version I have saved. So in this case, we don't need to do that. So you need to reload the drawing so that you can go back to the last saved version. And also you can get the potential loss of changes also. So you will find the difference that what are the loss of changes we got. So this is how we can reload the drawings. And coming to the next, we have surface finish symbol. This will be definitely helping for the machining divisions. So recently there was a update in the ISO standards, right? So to keep it up with the standards, there was a update in ISO standard as well as, and particularly with the surface finishing part. Now updated with the SOLIDWORKS also as a ISO 21920, so where we can easily communicate with the downstream processes. So no need to have a line or a different kind of symbols. You can have the own ISO standard symbols, so that you can, the people who are manufacturing, they can easily understand that, correct? Coming to the next is export view as a block. I think this one is the last enhancement in the drawing side, right? Probably we always end up with exporting the drawings as a DXF and DWG, correct? Now there is a new option which has introduced, like where we can where we can export drawing view as a block. So this will be definitely helping for the people who is lot of users end up with always exporting the DXF and DWG and to bring them into the 2D CAD editing tools like DraftSide and many other tools, correct? So now to make that process faster, SOLIDWORKS has introduced a tool where we can easily, so which will help us to directly export the drawings to the with that block size, so no need to do the grouping, and also easily they can work with the 2D CAD formats now, right? So each views don't need to grouping it. So all the views will be automatically grouped into the block, correct? So coming to this is all about the drawing, and always drawing is not the end of the process. We always need a marketing contest to be produced for our products. So let's see what we got in 2025 rendering. So in rendering now we have revamped completely. We have revamped the fast mode. So where we are already working on the fast mode also, but we can get much more better performance in rendering with the fast mode and with the instant preview also. Okay. So you can see, so here there is in accurate mode also we have some noises present in the scene, correct? With the fast mode now, with the modern architect of the technology, we can use we can create a better way of preview in the fast mode. And now also we have got a real-time model where you can see the real-time changes in the model, and to use this and to get the such performance, we required a newer graphics card to get this such kind of performance also, correct? Then we have the enhancement on side faded floor. As this will be a game changer for the people who work on the visualize or rendering contents, right? So in 2025 we have introduced faded floor. Okay, so where we can separate a main image from the background and the ground, and we can then remove the images from the presentation, and we can have the same lighting effect as well as the color effects what we have added to the screen, the background environment. It will be same as that, and it will not affect the removed images area also. Okay, so this is all about the rendering and related to the drawing and assembly enhancements. Let me hand over the session to Mr. Kiran for the enhancement regarding the ECAD and MCAD capabilities.
Yes, thanks, Chetan. That was some great announcement, very useful for all the designers now. So moving to the next, we have a great announcement working for ECAD and MCAD collaborations. Everyone work for ECAD MCAD, right? So here we have this option now. You know, ECAD and MCAD are more similar than they're different. So you need a real information or real ideas how the product has to be manufactured. So now we have SolidWorks and ECAD collaborations with the latest version with a new user interface now. And the great thing for all the Cadence users now, yes, we have partnered with the Cadence now. So all the Cadence users can use the cloud capabilities and push and pull all the data from cloud to the 3D experience, and also they can use those toolbox or all these features synchronized with the Cadence in the 3D experience now. And the best thing is, what are the components, what are the libraries you use in the Cadence, you can push those information to the 3D experience platform, and those informations can be used in the SolidWorks in SolidWorks now. So this is going to be a big changer for all the SolidWorks and ECAD MCAD collaboration users now. So moving to the last one of this session, manufacturing, right? So with the help of 3D experience and Delmia works, so the shop floor programming has been introduced now. So what exactly this means? So basically this is a smart manufacturing experience that is powered by Delmia now. So now all the SolidWorks users, including every packages with standard, professional, premium, So you are going to use this particular thing. NSR is going to help you program 3+2 CAM axis now. Also, you can do the virtual tuning of your machine. So you can easily see how exactly the programming is done, how the tool is moving on, so what operation is happening. So everything you can do all these things using this particular thing. Not only that, I know many of our customers, they are having a challenges, especially nesting their parts. Now with the help of this NSR, you can easily do the nesting of your sheet metals in single sheet for a different project. So you have different projects, you can merge all these projects. Also, you can see what is the scrap that is coming out of that particular thing, or how you can reduce the scrap of your sheet metal using this nesting operation. As I said, you need not to go for any additional packages. Yes, this comes with every packages. So all the SolidWorks standard, professional, and premium. So with every packages, it comes. So there is a new thing that is coming for all of you. So moving for the further sessions, we are going to introduce a new packages from SolidWorks. So that is going to be more interesting. So we have many things to give for the customers now. So there are many things which has been enhanced. So this is all about from the manufacturing. You can use it from all the packages now. So these are few enhancements, really helpful enhancement we saw from parts, sheet metal, assembly, drawings, till manufacturing, right? I believe everyone loved these features. I have a few interesting topics, especially in sheet metal, assemblies, and rendering. So also, how do you feel, Chetan? What all the great announcement you got, you saw in 2025?
Yeah, Kiran, I feel that the last announcement, which was the nesting, I believe, when I visit most of the customer, they ask about the nesting. So definitely this nesting going to be help them a lot of, and they can understand the scrap and more of things, and instead of depending on the outsourcing people, they can have their own nesting also, which
Yes.
will definitely help for them. Yeah.
Yes, Chetan, that's correct. So this is all about what's new we have for this today's session. Thank you so much for everyone listening to us. I believe you are going to enjoy what's new 2025. Thank you.